Hi everyone, I'm Natalie and I'm here with Miss Tanya Sunny, and she is an astrologer, a psychic, she'll explain all that she is, and we are so happy to have her. And let's begin with a little introduction from Miss Tanya. What's your background, credentials? How did you become interested in what you do?
Hi, Natalie. Hi, everyone. Thanks very much. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me, and I will be very happy to share my knowledge. So let's start from the very beginning. So my name is Tanya Sunny. I'm an astrologer, psychoanalyst, osteopath, craniosacral therapist. I'm a writer. I write fairy stories for the children and grown-ups. And for over 15 years, I've been professionally studying astrology, developing my online courses, conducting training seminars and individual consultations. And I teach and I consult using my own method, which is called Astrologic. Its essence lies in the unique combination of the knowledge of the Vedic and Western astrological traditions, psychoanalysis, and osteopathy.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows to enter simultaneously different levels of the person, like physical, mental, energetic, informational. Yes, the level of the physical body, the level of the human psyche, and the level of the universe. Yes, and in my opinion, it helps very much to get the fuller picture of the person's potential and to find and fix the root of the problem the person asks. So this combination, from my point of view, it provides the most holistic approach to the human health and the well-being. As for the interest to the stars, as you asked me, I think I was interested in the stars and in the human psyche since my childhood. I remember when I was 7 or 8 years old, and I used to like to look at the night sky. That was one of my favorite things to do. And I was thinking, why I was born on the earth and whether there was life somewhere on the other distant stars and planets. Yes, and how the aliens looked like. Yes. And I was interested whether the stars influence our life, and why people in my neighborhood, some of them are sick and some of them are healthy, why people react differently in the same situation, and why, for example, one person has a life full of difficulties and issues and another person is more lucky and happy. And in my personal story, I lost my father when I was only 3 years old. Yes, he passed away. So I became more mature very early. And I was asking all those questions, and I wanted to make this world happier so it would be less grief. Yes, that was a child's dream. And only years later, I understood that, first of all, I have to change and improve myself, yeah, before I do the same with the world. So, anyway, all these subjects, they were connected to my child's dream and to my predestinations, as I found out later. So, first, I made people happy in my fairy stories, which I wrote, yes, using the fairy magic. And then, after I studied a lot and I became professional in different areas, I can help people with my knowledge and my experience to make the magic and happy changes in their lives. So it's like that. That's my story.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, how would you define astrology? What is astrology?
Yeah, that's very good question. So to imagine it from my point of view, to understand it, I would ask you to imagine something. So imagine your place of birth as a dot somewhere on the globe and mentally be there at the moment of your birth.
Mm-hmm.
And now imagine with your inner vision that at that point of time and space, you are looking at the sky and you see above your head some certain pattern of planets and stars, which is available to your observation. So your horoscope or natal chart is a snapshot. It's like an imprint of the sky with the celestial bodies reflected in it, yes, in some certain order, and visible at the time and the place of your birth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's some kind of photo memo, I would say, yes. So astrology is based on your birthday data and astronomical information. But that drawing, that picture of positions of planets and stars, is placed, is pictured on the paper in the form of a diagram, yes, with the help of special language, astrological language. So therefore, astrology is a language helping us to understand what universe wants to say to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a similar situation like with the message written with the Morse code. You know, the person who doesn't know that code, for that person, it will be only some unclear, strange, incomprehensible sound pulsations, something like that. But a knowledgeable person would be able to distinguish, these dots and dashes and to translate this pulsation into a normal speech so we can understand the message. So in the same way, an astrologer who knows the astrological language very well, he can decipher the personal message of the universe just for you, just for the person, and to explain and to help understand how better use the potential which is described by the natal chart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what astrology does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you're pretty much reading the story that is written in the stars. That's gorgeous.
And
Beautiful.
it's amazing. Everybody has his own personal message. Can you believe it? It's a wonder.
Wow. And only astrologers know how to kind of translate for us that don't know how to read. That's beautiful. Awesome.
But
So
still, you can learn the language.
but I'll leave it up to the professionals. I don't know if I trust myself. Um, why do people seek your help? Like, what are common issues that someone would come to you and say, can you please help me with this?
You mean with what to help? Why people
With
turn to me?
astrology. Why do people seek a translation? What are they trying to find out?
I think everybody has his own reason, of course, yes, but in general, people want to know the reasons or the roots of their problems, issues, illnesses, misfortunes, yes, and they want to know the ways how to correct them. So that would be one of the main reasons why people would turn to me. Another reason is when people when they start asking themselves the question about the meaning of their lives, when they want to know their predestination and when they want to know about their potential. Another reason is when they want to know the best time for some important event in their life, like wedding or medical operation or start of the business or moving a house, like that. When the person wants to make some choice or to take a decision. And it's like when the person on the crossroads in life and he's thinking which way to take. Of course, I don't decide for people, yes, but I would give them opportunity to look at the situation from different angles. Sometimes they unthinkable for them, yes. So the situation becomes more clear for them, and it's easier to make the right step. People come to me when they want to improve the relationship. They ask, for example, the synastry consultation. When parents want to help children to open up their best potential, when people want to find out about their cosmic weather forecast for 1 year, like a birthday present, yes, for their birthday. So this forecast describes the favorable periods, tense times, the influence of different cosmic events for the personal life. the personal planetary periods. So it's very useful because it helps to direct the energy and to use the time of life in the best way. You know,
Yeah.
it's very similar to the situation when we go out, and before we go out, we look at the application on our phone. And if it's, for example, it's going to rain, yes, then we think we can take an umbrella, or
Mhm.
we can change our plans or reschedule our meeting, yes, or to postpone it till tomorrow or whatever. But we still fulfill our plan, but we change it a bit. So
Mhm.
it's similar with the cosmic weather, yes. So when
Yeah.
we know the forecast, then we can avoid some unpleasant situations like with the rain.
Wow. That's great. That's great. That's super helpful. And you mentioned that you have a background in osteopathy, psychoanalyst, all these different great skills. How would you say you use your unique skill set to achieve success in what you do? How are you different than the next astrologer?
Yes, all the skills I have, I combine. I mix them together. I know how to do that. Yes, for better results. The psychoanalyst, for example, I know how the human psyche works. I know how the relationship between people are built, how
Mm,
the rules and unseen accounting work between the members of the team. So I can understand how you build your psychic reality, what kind of karmic mistakes you can have in your perception of the world, yes, preventing you from feeling happy, yes. So as the osteopath, I understand how the physical body, human body functions, and how the karmic potential, your life experiences, your thoughts, your reactions are reflected in your body, making you happy and healthy or ill and suffering. Yes.
yeah.
And then, as an astrologer, I can read your natal chart. Yes, so I can see the experience of your soul. I
Mm,
can see the place that you occupied in the overall system of the universe, in the
mm,
overall system of life, and what task you need to fulfill in this system.
yeah.
And as an astrologer, because normally astrologers, they would work in some specific tradition, and I combine old Vedic tradition and modern Western astrological tradition.
Mm,
It gives me the opportunity to get the fuller picture of the person's potential.
yeah.
Yes, so like each tradition has very important keys, but I know how to combine them, put them together for better results. Yes, and in addition to all three, yes, psychoanalyst, osteopath, and astrologer, I am a creative person, and I myself reveal my different talents. And this gives me opportunity for some unusual, extraordinary vision and the ability to find some creative solutions in life. So I, in my during my consultation, I can simultaneously see the person in all levels,
Mhm,
and I can give you the multidimensional view of yourself and your issue.
mhm,
Then I will inspire you, yes, to open up your best potential
mhm.
and to use your free will to create your life instead of following just predetermined pattern of destiny.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can definitely, as you said all that, I am thinking back on our session and I came to you for help in my career or just guidance, and you use your creativity to give me examples of different like jobs I can try and how my strengths and weaknesses help that job or would help hurt that job. And it wasn't just, yeah, you're a strong leader. What does that mean? Am I the president? Am I a doctor? What does that mean? So I think you definitely use all your skills together to give the best result for your client. And that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank
speaking of, yeah, speaking of like what would a typical session look like? I know, but I want everyone listening to kind of understand what they're getting into with you.
yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Natalia, for your kind words. I'm very happy that it was helpful. Yeah, typical session. for example, you book the session. Yes. In return, you will be asked to send your birth details. Yes, that's how it starts. And the birth details included your time and the place of your birth. And as well, the questions of concern. So you can describe the situation in which you find yourself now, or maybe tell me the area of life which you want to understand more. Yes. So I will prepare beforehand. I will work with the natal chart and with your questions beforehand. And then the meeting online will be set in at any convenient format. It can be Zoom, it can be Skype, it can be Facebook Messenger, Viber, yes, WhatsApp, whatever. And of course, at the convenient time. And the session itself lasts for about 1.5 hours. Yeah, it depends. We cannot say very strict. Yes. And I suggest to record the session. Yes, because you can listen it later, and you can discover and understand more things later on, because you will have like a different view with it. Yes. So by the end of the session, that's how it goes. And by the end of the session, you will have the clear understanding of your situation, what to do with it.
Yeah. And what answers or results have you brought to your clients? I know we've asked like what do people seek help with, but what kind of results do you hand to them?
Yeah, in general, people become more happier yes, and healthier. Yes. So some people they get rid, they recover from the illnesses. Yeah, that's a big result. Some people build families. Yes, even though the karmic pattern said it would not be possible. So that's a big result as well. I'm very happy and I'm very proud that I have quite a few of stary children. I call them like that. It's when the ladies, they cannot have babies, or they don't have babies for some unclear reasons, and the doctors doesn't say why it happens. Yes. And then when they come for the consultation, I can see the reason, and I give them some informational remedies, I would say, like that, what to change in themselves. And after that inner work, the babies are born. So I would say that is the happiest result I have. Yes. Yeah. Okay. People build successful businesses, careers, because during the consultation, I will explain to them how to use better their potential and in which area, yes, to apply their potential. So they just go straight forward. Yes. Women midwives can show up in life. Yes. After the consultation, some people will get rid from some very heavy burden of the karmic family inheritance, like that. But I think it would be great if people can read some reviews at my website, because of course there is some kind of confidentiality. I cannot tell about all the cases, yes, in detail and everything, but there are people who agreed and who wanted to share their experiences, so they did it, and I put their reviews at my website. So it would be nice if you can turn and read there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And the website will be included in the below this video, so you can find all that there. How would you respond to the skeptics that don't believe in astrology or call astrology just coincidence and it's all just made up? How would you respond to them?
I waited for that question. Yes, because yes, from time to time we always meet that kind of people. Yeah, okay. Nowadays we all know that we are part of the universe. And even on the quantum level, we consist of the same subatomic particles and the stars and the planets too. Yes. And I remember the words of the American physicist Maxwell. He said, the particles from one star can be in your right hand, but your left hand can be formed by the particles from another star. Yes, so we're all starry dust. Yes, and we exist thanks to the stars, which at one moment exploded, yes, and sent to the cosmos massive proportions of these particles. And after that, thanks to the forces of attractions and repulsion, yes, all these particles formed all the celestial bodies and our bodies as well. So we exist in our human bodies thanks to these forces, of the attraction and the repulsion, as all the electromagnetic fields which are in the universe. And so we are part of the universe. And when we walk on the earth, when we celebrate something, when we sleep, even now when we are talking with you, yes, we are moving through the space together with the planet at the part of the solar system, then as a part of the galaxy Milky Way, and then as a part of the supercluster of galaxies Laniakea, and then as a part of the universe. Yes, and each piece of the universe has its own function and task in the overall system of the universe. It's same like every cell in the human body has its function and its task. Yes. And we humans are like cells in the universal body, but we can fully understand what is happening inside of the cell, what kind of processes is going on there, what its task, what its predestination, only when we consider the cell as a part of the whole body. In the same way with a human being, yes, with a person, we can understand what is going on in his life only if we know his predestination, what task he has to fulfill for the entire general system. Because all the events of his life will help him to fulfill his main task of his life. So we cannot take the person out of the context of the universe, out of the energetic and informational fields, whether we are aware of them or not. And astrology helps us to be aware. Actually, astrology is the only discipline, it's the only language which helps us and explains to us the connection between the man and the universe. Because it's very important to understand how we perceive what is going around us, how we perceive the universe. And astrology is a key to the informational library of human experiences created by the individuals and the whole generations of humanity, which is called personal and collective unconscious. So astrology helps to understand what patterns from that informational library you inherit in your psyche through your parents, through your family, through your kin, your culture, all the human family, yes, all the humanity, and how you use these patterns. So how you perceive, how you think, how you react, how you act, how you build your psychic reality, and what kind of mistakes you have in your psychic reality, in your perception, preventing you from being happy. So any description of the zodiac signs, of the planets, how these legends about the constellations, they describe the unconscious patterns of human psyche. And now I can go on for long and I can tell about the energetic influence of the planets and stars on the earthly life. Yes, and I can mention about the moon influence on the seas, oceans, yes, and the flows and ebbs, yes, and on the moon influence of the water balance in the human body, on our emotions. Yes, I can tell about the solar activity, about the influence of the eclipses and magnetic storms, and many things. Yes,
Yeah.
I would just stop here and I would say that skeptics are people who doesn't have enough of knowledge. So, like that.
That was beautiful. And yes, like you said, you can go on about this for so long because there's so many moving pieces, and we're so honored to have someone like you that kind of translates it for us and makes us be able to digest it and understand it a little bit more. So that we're so honored to have someone like you, and it's so great that we can work with you. And speaking of, how do we set up a session to get all this beautiful knowledge about us?
Actually, I'm very happy to share my knowledge, and I will be very happy to speak and to help during the consultation. Yes, you can set up the sessions through the website or through any of my social media accounts, or even if we have any comments, yes, below during this interview, you can do it even now. Yes, like that.
Awesome.
So it's quite easy. Yeah.
Yeah, we will include Tanya's website below, and there will be her reviews, her information, where to set up a session, all that fun stuff. And if you need to get in contact with us to kind of ask some more questions about what the session would look like, should I do this session? Is it for me? Please give us a call. We'll include the phone number below. And we are so excited to have you guys work with us. And we're so honored to bring this Tanya to bring this information to you guys because it is so helpful. She clarifies so many things and kind of puts you on the right track. So we're so honored to have Tanya, and thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me here. It was a real pleasure, Natalie, and I'm very happy meeting you all.
Yes,
and you personally, Natalie. Thanks a lot. Yes.
Thank
so
you.
See you next time. Yeah, see you next time. And we will tell something more interesting to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always more to tell. Thanks, everyone.
Yes. Bye-bye.